Hi, I'm Eleanor from Refuge Design Workshop. In these videos, I invite you to see spaces through a designer's lens, to notice the subtle details and intentional choices that make a space not just beautiful, but truly livable. Today, we're taking a closer look at a bedroom in a historic townhome in London designed by our favorite designer, Beata Heuman. Okay, one of our favorites. Specifically, how her fearless approach to color creates spaces that feel both sophisticated and personal. So let's explore how she breaks conventional color rules to achieve her signature eclectic style. And even though I'm saying that she's breaking rules, she's following some of them too. This is a color wheel. Hopefully you've seen one before. When you buy this tool by Pocket Color Wheel, which is the company, they show you these different shapes here, which help you turn the wheel and figure out how these colors relate to each other. What Beata Heuman is using in this space is a red, green, blue color scheme. This is a split complementary. This triangle is like this. It's going to these three colors: green, here we go, blue, and then actually it's pointing to red, orange, but she is using red. So that's how she's breaking some rules or massaging them. But this is, remember this as we move forward. I think you'll find it interesting. So the first thing to notice in this bedroom is the color choice, the split complementary red, green, blue. And this is relatively rare in interiors, and it's part of what I think gives her work such a distinctive, eclectic quality. And yet it also feels cohesive. So how does she do that? One is she stays true to those colors. You don't see a lot of the other colors in the room. You see some white, and you see slight variations on these colors. And that's a very interesting thing, because so she's varying some of the shade and saturation, how intense the color feels or how light or dark the color is in the palette. So she's not using just the primary pure versions of the red, the green, the blue. Instead, she's working with the muted reds, a deep forest green on the sofa, or the soft dusty blues. And also more intense blues. I think also, so you see the headboard there, that's a pretty intense blue. And then there's another image in this bedroom that you can see here. That's a powerful blue. And I think this is still the bedroom because we're seeing the edge of the bed, same color, same texture. And then there's the sofa. The slight variation in intensity and shade keeps the room from feeling cartoonish. If you have only bright, bold colors, it's going to feel a little bit like a child's room, a kindergarten room. When you have these three colors, you want to play them down a little bit. Notice also how she uses texture to reinforce her color story. She's also using pattern to reinforce the color story. There's something really fearless about this. So look at the contrast between the green velvet sofa, the texture that the velvet gives to that green, and then the green fabric on the canopy over the bed. So they're both green, but the velvet is deep and rich, and that catches the light differently than the matte canopy fabric. And this textural variation prevents the greens from competing with each other. They're clearly related, but serving different purposes in the room. Our eye is going to immediately go to that green sofa, and then it's going to notice that it's got this connection to the canopy. And the way the eye moves around the room in that regard is very satisfying. What we're witnessing in this bedroom, it reflects Beata Heuman's broader approach to color, which she's talked about in interviews. So she describes herself as working with light neutrals as an overall palette and introducing color in smaller doses. So she's painted the architectural elements in this kind of receding background color, and then the objects in the room have a more, bold, forward-moving momentum, and this makes them truly sing. It makes the furniture, the pieces truly sing. She says a strong color choice works best when surrounded by something quieter. That way, it's never overwhelming, it's just enhancing. Beata Heuman's approach to this bedroom shows us that sophisticated color use isn't about playing it safe, it's about understanding relationships between hues, how to vary the intensity and texture, and how to have confidence enough to break the rules when you want to. And the result is a space that feels collected over time deeply personal and full of life. If you're curious about bringing more intentional color choices into your space, I explore practical design principles in my Substack newsletter, where I break down concepts like these into actionable insights. You can find that link below. I'll be back in 2 weeks with another closer look at thoughtful design. Until then, I'd love to hear from you. What's holding you back from being bolder with color in your own home? Until next time.